deep enough to dive in. Make sure your parent knows you're diving. This is our beginner section. This is the beginning stance. Your toes should be slightly over the edge. Your knees should be close together. And your arms should be covering your head. Make sure you look down, not ahead of you, or else you'll smack your face into the water. This is how it's done. Once you get comfortable, try it with your feet together. After you finish the beginner section, this is our intermediate section. This is your stance. Your feet should be slightly over the edge. Your knees should be slightly bent, and you should have your arms out at about a 45-degree angle, and your head should be tucked in, looking at your stomach so you don't smack your head. This is how it's done. Once you get comfortable doing that, you might want to try to keep your feet together this time. Like this. After you feel really comfortable with intermediate, you can move on to the advanced. It's the real deal. There's a few different ways to do this, so watch all of them. This is the first stance. Your feet should be completely together. Your toes should be slightly hanging off the edge. Knees slightly bent. Arms like over your head. Head tucked in and looking at your stomach. This is how stance 1 is done. Stance number 2 is done. Your arms should be in a 90-degree angle. Your head should be tucked in. Your knees should be slightly bent. Your feet should be close together. And your toes should be slightly over the edge. This is stance number 2. Once you get comfortable with doing either one of those two, you can learn how to do it with one step and jump. This is how it's done step by step. First, you start with your feet together, about 3 foot lengths away from the pool. Then, you take one step and have your toes hanging over the edge. And then, once you take your step and you're jumping, bring your feet together as you jump. And then, also, when you take that step, make sure as you take that step, your arms come together and your head gets tucked in. Also make sure your knees are bent a bit. This is how it's done. Once you get comfortable in doing one step, you can add another step. All you do is first, you take one step with the foot you're least comfortable jumping off with. For me, it's my left foot. Then, you take your second step like the first one. With your knees bent, you make sure your toes are slightly over the edge. And then again, you'll jump with your feet together. And as your foot's coming here, make sure you have your arms at about a 90-degree angle or 45-degree angle, whichever you like best. And head tucked in and jump. This is our video on how to dive. I learned the system just today, and it was a dive in the park. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe.